Peace and blessings, world. Welcome to Fresh Perspective, where we take today's hot topics and give your own special take on it. Today, we got a really hot show for y'all today. We got the NBA playoffs. Well, first, I got to introduce the panel. Always to my left. First, I'd like to introduce that young, talented Courtney Chappelle. How you doing today, sir?
Let's go, world. Let's go. Playoff time. It's crunch time.
Okay. Also, we got Mr. Jeremy Flanagan, the Blueprint. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, feeling great, ready to get this show on the road. Let's go.
And also, we have the great orator and tactician. I like to call him the GOAT, Mr. DB. Pay homage.
We're playing basketball. Let's go.
All right, man. We just going to get right to it. We're going to start with the East. East is kind of near and dear to my heart because my team, my personal team, plays in the East. Fellas, what's the most compelling matchup you feel in the East right now? Mr. Flanagan, start off, please.
The most compelling matchup in the East right now is, to me, definitely the Cleveland versus Indiana series.
Okay.
We know with that matchup in particular, Cleveland, a lot of people right now, I'm going to give Cleveland where their credit is due right now. Cleveland is 11-0 in playoff games. And then they're undefeated when Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron is healthy. They're undefeated as a trio together. So they don't lose when all three of them are on the floor. But the knock with Cleveland is they done lost 4 straight going into the playoffs, and they have had problems all year long defending. So if this Indiana squad in particular, who were winners of 5 out of 6 games, if they can get monster games out of Paul George, Jeff Teague, and a 6-man Lance Stevenson, they can be really a problem for Cleveland. But do I believe they're going to beat Cleveland? Absolutely not. I got Cleveland winning in 6.
Okay, so Blueprint, real quick, man. You don't believe Cleveland can hit that switch? I know you just said Cleveland is in 6, but do you really believe the hype in Cleveland and disarray and losing? Go a little deeper on that, please.
No, I honestly, man, I really, as thinking about this, and now since it's time for the playoffs, I believe Cleveland right now, all that noise about the regular season is out the door.
Okay.
It's out the door. We have to push it out the door because we have to give respect to what LeBron has done in the playoffs once he get to the playoffs.
Okay, good point, man. Good point.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. I want to hear what DB got to say on this one.
Hey, those was a good take, Jeremy, but I don't think Indiana has a real chance. They have a solid roster. They can make it a game, but as far as Cleveland and their switch, I don't see that being an issue in the series because there's no such thing as a switch for them. They just got to go out there and play the game, and they got to play it the right way. When I'm thinking about Indiana, they do have a couple wild cards out there in Lance Stevenson and Miles Turner. Miles Turner could actually be the deciding factor in the series. He could keep them in a lot of games by winning his matchup. And if he wins his matchup, Cleveland could be in some trouble. They should win this series pretty handily, but they're going to find themselves in some games if Miles Turner dominates Tristan Thompson like I believe he will.
Okay. Nice. Well, young talent, where you at, man? How you feel about this? I know how you feel about the NBA. So what's your take on this series?
I feel like those other 2 guys on this panel with me out here flip-flopping. They setting stuff up. They hedging their bets out there. You hear a lot of Cleveland should win this easily. Cleveland should win this handily. But then everybody got an excuse of why it's going to be a tough series. I give you Cleveland in 7.
Whoa.
But I think Cleveland in 7, but I think y'all underestimating the fact that Miles Turner, his matchup won't be Tristan Thompson. His matchup will be Kevin Love, who we know doesn't play defense. And if he take it serious enough, he could put numbers on Kevin Love. We seen Bismack Biyombo have a good series on Kevin Love, and that boy can't score to save his soul. So somebody who actually can score, fine.
So you
Jeff
telling
Teague,
me?
we've seen-
So you telling me? You telling me
Jeff
Thaddeus
Teague go
Young
at it with
is gonna check Tristan Thompson, and Tristan Thompson gonna check Thaddeus Young?
who's check with it again? See, you didn't let me finish my take because you said check Tristan Thompson. What are you checking him for? Rebounding? He's gonna go get you buckets. He's an offensive threat out here.
No.
He does something offensively. You're not checking anything. You're really boxing him out. You're not checking.
Okay.
Him. So really, Tristan Thompson got to check Thaddeus Young, and I think Thaddeus Young will win that match on one. But even if not, I think Al Jefferson will definitely win that one. They go Miles Turner, Al Jefferson. I think Al Jefferson will definitely win that matchup. So on the big side, they actually might be a little bit better on the big side.
No, they are better on the big
As
side.
far as guard play, Kyrie gonna win that matchup, but Jeff could go out there and fight. I think Lance is a big problem out there against JR and Iman Shumpert, and I don't think Monte Ellis cares about either one of them neither.
Hold up,
So
Jeff Teague. Wasn't Jeff Teague? Didn't he receive that good broom on the Atlanta team versus the same Cleveland team?
Yeah, but that Atlanta team don't have
had
Paul
nothing
George
but
on it.
buckets.
That Atlanta team didn't have Paul George on it.
He's received that broom from them multiple times. Not all of it, not close to his fault. I've watched him give them 30-something plus points and keep his team in it. It's not his fault that the rest of his team couldn't go get some more buckets. And it ain't my fault that my coach is drunk and decided Dennis Schroeder was a better option than him.
But can I give you guys a real true X factor though, and a staggering statistic going into this matchup with Cleveland versus Indiana, who we haven't talked about, and that's
Talk to me, Blueprint. Talk to me.
That's Kyle Korver to me. I believe Kyle Korver. If they can get Kyle Korver going, because Kyle Korver against Indiana, I believe he played against Indiana since he been with Cleveland once. So he dropped 25. And when Cleveland is winning, he's averaging 12 points a game. When they're losing, he's averaging 8 points a game. But if they can get Kyle Korver going, Cleveland easily.
Well, we know to stop Kyle Korver. We know to stop Kyle Korver. All you got to do is put somebody next to him.
But he's leading Cleveland right now in 3-point efficiency. He has the highest 3-point field goal percentage in Cleveland since he acquired to the team. They do get their players open, they shooters open in Cleveland because the defense is going to draw on LeBron and Kyrie, and that leaves the shooters open in Kevin Love, Kyle Korver, those guys. They're going to have open buckets and they're going to knock.
It's going to be this game. That's a good take, Jeremy. But I think this series is going to be interesting because Indiana has two guys that can check LeBron James to where they do not have to double. So if everybody stay at home and mind their business, the game's going to be better than you think. Because it's not going to be all that extra helping, over helping. LeBron is going to have to cook Paul George. LeBron is going to have to cook Lance Stevenson. If he do not cook them, and they are able to guard him without helping, then Indiana, that strategy stays in Indiana's favor.
Well, my personal opinion,
they can't guard Kyrie if they wanted to.
I'll put it to you like this: they can't guard Kyrie. Going Cook, I say Cleveland in 5. Cleveland in 5 all day. So now we're gonna go to the next matchup.
Wait, we got to get on record. DB, who are you taking in this series?
I'm gonna take Cleveland in 6.
Okay. Cleveland in 6. All right. So we got everybody on record.
Okay, we got everybody on record. Now I want to talk about my man, Mr. Isaiah Thomas. Now, according to this panel, Mr. Isaiah got a tough task. I'm going with Boston in 6. Young talent, where you at with that Boston and Chicago?
I got Chicago in 6.
Ooh, talk to me. What's up?
It's gonna be a personal thing. I think Rondo gonna take this personally. I think Rondo gonna take this point guard matchup personally. Defensively, I think he's gonna get back to the all Rondo. I think he's gonna get the move in the ball. I think he did play under Brad Stevenson 1 year, so he has a little bit of knowledge of how Brad like to run. I think as far as the Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder match, Jimmy Butler definitely and should win that. D-Wade will win that matchup at the shooting guard position. They got a couple bigs, but they bigs ain't as consistent as shooters as people make them out to be. They get a lot of extra shots, which we all know leads to a better rhythm. But I just think with Mirotic and Robin Lopez and Jaren Grant and MCW, I think they just got enough bodies out there to go back and forth with Boston. I got Chicago getting the upset on Boston in 6.
Wow. DB, how you feel about that?
Hey man, I'm in agreement with Court. Let's just cut the shit. All right. Jimmy Butler's the best player in the series, and the second best player in the series is Dwayne Wade. I'm not hearing this Isaiah Thomas regular season talk. It's playoff time, no time to be cute. When he was with the Sacramento Kings, he didn't do nothing. When he was in the playoffs last year, he played against the Hawks and lost to the Hawks. If you lose to the Hawks in the playoffs, you're not hitting on nothing. So with that being said, he got Al Horford. Al Horford is going to give them 15 and 6. Won't be enough. It would not be enough. Robin Lopez is actually going to be on the floor and equal, if not surpass, what Al Horford is going to do on the floor. Boston is Boston is a terrible rebounding team. They're in the bottom 4 of the league in rebounding. Meanwhile, my Chicago is in the top 3. They're going to get rebound after rebound and score bucket after bucket in the paint. Jimmy Butler, it's time. It's time for you to show your worth. D-Wade, we don't need to talk to you. We know what you do. But for those who have forgot, like Irvin, he gonna show you. I am a Hall of Famer.
Well. Once again, y'all checking out Fresh Perspective, and I understand if you're talking about Flash, if you're talking about the old D-Wade. I mean, the old D-Wade.
I'm talking about the veteran. But you're
talking about the old D-Wade.
The old veteran. I'm talking about the old crafty veteran. Did you see him last year in the playoffs? This just was last year. He's gonna work. Just be patient. Avery Bradley finna get a lesson. It's gonna get real out there for him. I'm just letting you know what's about to happen.
The only X factor and hope Boston got is Marcus Smart shows his worth.
I just hope his worth ain't shooting that 37% from the field that he's been shooting all season.
Well, man, Blueprint, you've been waiting for us, man. How you feel about this series, man? Chicago, Boston.
This is an impelling series right here. It's very intriguing.
I'm gonna take Boston in 7.
I have Boston winning in 7. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I have Boston winning in 7. We know Chicago got the veterans and D-Wade, Rondo, Jimmy Butler. Butler, they lead in score with averaging 23 points a game. But Boston is not the number 1 seed for no reason at all, period.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? They had to do a lot in the regular season in order to put themselves in the number 1 position, and for Chicago to be the 8th seed, really, that's bad for Chicago. History states that, listen, the Bulls are 3-14. 3-14 against the Celtics in the playoffs. That's the worst record against any opponent. And who else is going to score for Chicago? Seriously, who else is going to score besides Jimmy Butler? Dwayne Wade is their second leading scorer with 18 points a game?
Mm-hmm.
But then Taj Gibson is next with 11. I mean, they really can't score like a Boston.
Taj Gibson is not even on the roster anymore.
Well, he's not on the roster, but he was their 3rd leading scorer before he left. And then, so if we want to talk about who was their 3rd leading scorer since Taj Gibson is not even there, you know who that guy is? Nicolo McCortick, whoever he
Mirotic.
Mirotic.
Yeah.
But he's the 3rd leading scorer, though.
Yeah, and he's gonna work. He's
gonna be very effective against.
Whatever you think about that guy, you might want to tune in and watch his game. He is gonna light somebody up.
I don't think it'll be anybody in Boston. He'll probably light up what's going to be happening in the summer league, but definitely not in the playoffs.
The problem with that is you just blatantly do not know who Mirotic is because you just spelled his name wrong, and you
He don't know. I can't fault you for what you don't know.
Listen,
What you out there doing is thinking
You
about the
don't
Easter
get
egg
it.
hunt you
I
about to
get
go
it.
on.
we going to see. We're going to see. But I'm taking Boston in 7.
All right, so
The
talent, go
It's
ahead, get some,
amazing.
bro.
The mere fact that you got a
Hold on,
number
DB.
one seed going
It's
7
Hey,
is a
DB, hold on
problem.
a sec.
I'm
Let
glad
talent get
it's on
some.
recording. I'm glad everybody's going to be able to see this. I'm glad the world is going to be able to hear that. You don't know how to pronounce Miricic's name, and you don't know Miricic's game. So when he go out here getting 20, and you wondering why, is because you don't realize that boy shoots probably the best 3-point shot on the Chicago Bulls, and has been doing so for
Really?
the last
Okay. And that's good for him because I don't see Dwayne Wade being a 3-point shooter. I don't see Jimmy Butler being an
Have you been watching Dwayne Wade all season?
I'm just saying they're not even really.
Have you been watching Dwayne Wade this season?
Are we going to sit here and say that
He's shooting
Dwayne
his
Wade
best 3-point percentage of his entire career this season.
Okay, and you're on Chicago. Who else is he competing against? Who else is he competing against in three-point shooting?
No.
When he was in Miami, he had Ray Allen, and Ray Allen is
Hold
a
on.
great
He's not
3-point
shooting
shooter.
the best He's not shooting the best 3-point percentage in Chicago or on the Chicago Bulls. He's shooting the best 3-point percentage of his career. That ain't got nothing to do about competing against anybody else. That's him.
And they're still the 8th seed, right?
They split the series between Boston,
which is gonna make it bad with Boston.
But I'm
the fact
taking
that you got an
history.
8 seed going 7 with Boston, your number one.
I'm taking history to win this game for Boston in 7 because the last game, if they do make it to game 7, will be in Boston. And like I told you, the Bulls are 3-14 in the playoffs against Boston. I'm taking Boston.
Okay. And another thing that y'all not bringing, y'all bringing in some excellent points. But one cat I would like to talk about is Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens is my coach of the year. So I believe just off sheer coaching and off Isaiah's grit and determination, I'm gonna say Boston is 7 also. Y'all talking about the old D Wade.
Yeah.
I'm looking at an old D Wade. And D Wade is one of my favorite players, man.
Ask Kimber Walker about that old D Wade. Ask Kimber. And Kimber Walker is capable of taking over games similar to Isaiah Thomas. Ask Kimber what it looked like. It's playoff time.
Yes.
It's playoff time.
It's about to get treated, just like y'all getting treated now, checking in on this fresh perspective and our thoughts on the NBA playoffs. We're doing the East right now. Hey, man, let's talk about Giannis. We got Bucks and Raptors, that good DeMar DeRozan, young talent, man. How you feel about it? I think this is a very compelling matchup.
I got Bucks in 7.
Ooh.
I'm going Milwaukee in 7. And I don't think it and it could be 6. I think Milwaukee is young, talented, long. They got multiple players. They got multiple bodies. They got a few people who've been here before. And I just think they got enough to take over the Toronto Raptors. Y'all know how I feel about Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry is bum juice. I don't think Kyle Lowry. I think when it matters most, Kyle Lowry will fail you. I think he's a second tier, close to third tier point guard. But I'm going to be respectful and give him benefit of the doubt and call him a second tier point guard. I don't think it will be that big of an issue for Malcolm Brogdon to go ahead and guard him. They're definitely not going to get no real buckets, but he'll be able to guard him. I mean, he's seen him in the playoffs a few times in his life. He ain't too worried about him. DeMar DeRozan is going to do what he got to do. You don't really got an issue for that. But outside of that, I think they could lose any other matchup out there. I think the bodies go hand for hand as far as big man go. Serge is nice, but when they go small and get the running and scoring and downhill, I think Jason Kidd gonna put together one hell of a game plan. And I'm taking Milwaukee.
Okay, sounds good. Blueprint, man. How do you feel about that?
Well, this is definitely how I feel. Hands down, I really want to tell Courtney that he done gave some really good points towards what Milwaukee can do against Toronto. But I'm going to take Toronto in 7 games against Milwaukee. I think it's going to take them 7 games. Reason being is because Kyle Lowry, since you said he's bum juice, he's actually been playing like a bum since his injury. Now, since he came back from injury,
Always happy.
he struggled his last 7 games since he's been back from his wrist injury. But if he can find his form pre-injury that he had before he got injured, they can really pull off this win against Milwaukee. But I don't see it happening because I haven't seen him. I don't see him being the reason why they would win. I think it'll be definitely DeMar DeRozan and Valanciunas, who is their center. I believe they're going to go through Valanciunas and DeMar DeRozan. It's going to be a really good series, tough series for Toronto because, like you said, Jason Kidd is going to draw up a perfect game plan against Toronto to be able to stop them and be able to put up buckets against them because they do have a problem defending the ball with giving teams, allowing teams to average over 102 points a game against them. So it's really detriment to what Toronto can do offensively to stop Milwaukee on their side, because we know going into the playoffs, playing playoff basketball, is basically all about matchups. And when you look at Milwaukee, they have some great matchups against Toronto, but I think DeMar DeRozan could be the X factor to help Toronto go over the edge and win this in 7.
Man, speaking about going over the edge, hold on real quick. Hey, young talent, real quick. Speaking about going over the edge, I gotta hear DB get some of this. How you feel about this, GOAT?
Hey, man, well, let's just be clear here. I'm picking the Raptors. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all thinking the Milwaukee Bucks is crime mob, but it won't be no knucking and bucking in that series, all right? The Raptors should win this series handily. But I do have to understand that y'all made some compelling arguments about the Bucks and what they're gonna do. I think them missing Jabari Parker and the chemistry that him and Giannis was creating with themselves is gonna hurt them in this series because they're just not gonna be at full strength. The Bucks are taking a step in the right direction. They're building a wonderful roster. They're gonna be in the games though, because the problem with Toronto that they're gonna run into. I didn't hear you, bro.
So Michael Beasley can't do what Jabari Parker do.
No.
You talking about China, Michael Beasley?
If Michael Beasley could do what if he could do what Jabari Parker would do, they wouldn't even have Jabari Parker on the roster.
That's wrong because he was drafted before Michael Beasley was even on the team. He was in Houston.
But I love and respect Michael Beasley. He's going to give them some solid minutes, but I don't think he's going to be the reason why they win the series.
Okay.
And here's the thing with that. Now, what's going to hurt Toronto is the reason why y'all call Kyle Lowry bum juice. I like to use the term bum sauce, but Toronto plays a lot of isolation basketball. That's their Achilles heel, and that's why they're not going to go deep into the playoffs. They play too much isolation basketball. Run that versus the Milwaukee Bucks motion offense. We're going to see some good games out of these boys, but I got Toronto winning in 6. I think DeMar DeRozan is just going to be too strong in fourth quarter games, and I'm taking DeMar DeRozan.
Last time
go ahead.
Last time y'all seen Kyle playoffs, he was still looking for his form at 3:00 in the morning shooting basketballs. And we just heard 3 people say he's a bum. And then we heard another dude say he still haven't found his form yet. But y'all keep believing in that star.
Hey, this is a series where he's gonna be able to get his form off because he's going up against a rookie. He should be comfortable out there. He should get in a good rhythm in this series.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just for the record, man, I'm going Toronto in 5, man. I like the Bucks. I like their young upstart.
You going in 5? You must was listening to Drake this morning.
Drake? No, sir. Don't ever put that charge on me, man. Never that.
Free smoke.
I'm going to Raptors in 5. I believe in DeMar DeRozan. That man is phenomenal. I do like J. Kidd, and I like the adjustments that he's made. Huge Giannis fan. I'm a huge Giannis fan. But I agree, missing Jabari Parker is going to be huge. I'm going to say Toronto in 5.
One thing I gotta add on that, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry is the X factor. And for this panel to believe so poorly of his play, Kyle Lowry, I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up and prove to America, the basketball world, all basketball fans, that you are an all-star, because
So-
you're one of the top players in the game, and you're not an all-star because DeMar Rosen got you on his back, and you the one passing him the ball.
And you know the beautiful thing about basketball, yes, he has to prove it to America, but the NBA is a worldwide league. It's going to be people watching this in China and just in different parts of the world. So Kyle Larry, you're gonna have to show the world, just like we showing the world here on Fresh Perspective, that we giving the most compelling takes and we giving the freshest ideas. Now we going off to my favorite, my team, the Washington Wizards, going against what DB says is the barometer. If you can't beat this team, you're not even worth being discussed. So Washington, this is your test. This is your test. You got the Atlanta Hawks. The Thunder Sticks is coming to Washington. John Wall, it's your time to be great. Mr. Flanagan, I see you rubbing your hands. Blueprint, how you feel about this series?
Ooh, this series right here. Given the fact that we are in Atlanta, but I'm gonna take Washington in 6. I believe Washington is going to win this series. The Wizards, they went 3-1 against the Hawks this year. And John Wall, we already know John Wall. He's been phenomenal this year with career highs in points, assists, and steals. He's took his game to a whole nother level, and I believe that he's going to continue to elevate his game against Atlanta in the playoffs. Now, if Atlanta, I will say this, if Atlanta can close this gap and make it, instead of it being like 3-2 or 3-2 with Washington being with Washington having the 1-up, or if it could be 2-2 and then Atlanta end up taking game 6 and Atlanta's up 3-2, Atlanta could win this series. They have the potential to win this series, but I don't think it will stop John Wall from what John Wall is trying to accomplish. I think John Wall is trying to make it to the finals to see that man in LeBron James. I believe that's what he wants. John Wall believes himself. He said a month ago that he's the best point guard in the league. I believe he has something to prove. And he's put the team on his back, and he's going to carry these guys all the way to wherever they go in the playoffs. I'm not going to see.
Hey, Blueprint, man. Young Talent got that look on his face like he's trying to jump in that double dutch ring, man. Young Talent, where you at with it? How you feel?
I'm just laughing at the sudden change of heart of Mr. Flanagan over there. It's amazing how he feels so highly about all of a sudden. It's all good, brother. I see you. Either way you put it, it'll be a good series. Atlanta runs enough good offense consistently enough that they'll stay in the series. Dwight Howard is definitely ain't worried about Martin Gontarnt like that. That's his old teammate. He know how to handle that issue. They'll be in some series. They're going to be in this series. They're going to play tough. My only thing about this is it should be Washington. I'm taking Washington in 6, but I really, really, really believe it should be in 5. I believe it should be in 5 because I think their backcourt is better than backcourt. And I've said this before. I've said this to y'all before off the air, and now this is on the air, that this is the biggest moment in John Wall's career right here, right now, this playoff season. The regular season doesn't mean nothing. We've seen him average 20, top 5 in assists. We've seen we've seen him. We watched him grow. We watched him go through good, bad time. We watched him pass the buck over to Paul Pierce when it should have been on him. We've seen him multiple times. This is the biggest moment in his career. He wants to be paid like a superstar. He wants to be considered a top 3 point guard. He wants to be respected that way, and he want to make some noise. He want to be paid like that. He want to be looked at as the Kyries, the Stephs. He want to be in an MVP.
Okay, and my man DB, I know you own a pair of Thunder Sticks. So, how you feel about this series?
I do. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. 10 straight years in the playoffs, but it's going to be 10 straight years of losing in the playoffs. The Hawks have a great team. Okay, they're top 5 in defense, so they're going to be in the games. They run a good enough system to be in ball games. But this series is going to come down to John Wall. We just got off the phone with Donald Trump, and the wall that he was talking about building, it wasn't the one for Mexico. It was the one for the Hawks in this series. John Wall is coming. John Wall is coming, and he got to come now. I agree with Courtney. It is John Wall's fault that he's not mentioned in the top tier of point guards. He just go out there and average 18 and 10. He just goes out there and average 20 and 10. And when they talk about point guards, they don't talk about him. That is his fault. He's going up against Dennis Schroeder. He should kill him. In my opinion, the Hawks actually has a good roster. Their rotation is very solid. Dwight Howard and Paul Millsap should win their matchups respectively, but I don't think that's going to be enough. But the Hawks wild card is Tim Hardaway Jr. and the Wizards wild card is John Wall's dominance. I think I'm gonna pick John Wall's dominance over Tim Hardaway Jr. Shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. You're starting to look like Pop. You're playing with a lot of fire. You're playing with a lot of heart. Things are coming together for you. You just got to keep
like
working.
Pop.
Yeah, he's looking like Pop.
What Pop?
His dad.
Pop from the Lane, brother?
Uh-huh.
Hey, shout out to Phil Jackson and giving up on Tim Hardaway Jr.
Rightfully so.
Hey, but I got a question though. Let me ask,
rightfully so. Uh-huh.
do y'all think that Paul
watch him play?
Now, Paul Millsap hasn't, with him being the leading scorer in Atlanta, do you think he's going to have to average a double-double in this series in particular in order to beat Washington? Because throughout the season, he hasn't averaged a double-double. He's 18 and 7 right now. But do you think he's going to have to average a double-double in order to help Dwight Howard out on rebound?
He's going to have to average 28.
Here's the thing.
And see, you know, hold on, with Paul Millsap, real quick, I know a lot of people, you know, don't feel like Paul Millsap is all that, but I personally like Paul Millsap, and I like Paul Millsap's heart. I feel like he showed a lot when he was meeting LeBron at half court. Now,
and getting work?
Play, no. Hey, but he showed he had the heart to keep coming out there to do it. LeBron was just better.
So you
but
telling me?
Afraid of LeBron.
So he got heart, cuz. So he got heart, cuz. He got heart. You seen Baby Boy, right? You seen what that heart got you, right?
Absolutely.
Got your ass whooped.
And that's what happened to him. LeBron was just better, but it wasn't no fear in that man's heart.
Can't nothing but no heart.
So, just like Washington,
that's the problem with you, Hawk.
To go out there.
You like to fall for the
Washington's
cocoa.
going to have to go out there and play, because don't take this team for granted. Don't just be like, all right, this the Hawks.
Okay,
we
Hawk.
got him.
Okay, Hawk, you keep falling for that cocoa. That's what you do best. You fall for the cocoa.
Washington winning in how many games?
I'm going to say I got Washington winning in 6. I got Washington winning in 6.
He got his team winning in 6. I'm telling you like this. Y'all are winning 6 if Tree Sap show up. But if Millsap show up, y'all in trouble.
It don't matter which Sap show up. That second tier bum ain't gonna get them to win over over Washington. I don't care what Millsap, Trail Sap, none of them been that good. You name me a Sap that got somebody somewhere.
I don't know no Saps, but I can say this though.
I know Utah in the playoffs right now.
Hey.
Well, the only Sap I know is Marvin.
I get
hey, only Sap
in the
I know
playoffs
is Marvin
since he
Sap.
left.
And I wouldn't have made it without y'all, man. But now we've made it to the Western Conference. We made it to the Western Conference. And so off the top, I got a series in my mind that I'm thinking about, but I'm curious, ADB, what's the most compelling matchup in the West? Okay.
The most compelling matchup in the West, without a doubt, is going to be the Rockets versus the Thunder. We already know what time it is. We got the Russ Guard. Those who don't know is GAWD. Russ Guard versus James Harden, the battle of the MVPs. We're going to see who's going to swap it out. But we'll talk about that for another part of this segment. We're going to talk about Cleveland. We're going to talk about the Warriors, and we're going to talk about the Blazers. The Warriors and the Blazers is an interesting matchup because it's the battle of the backcourts. You got Klay Thompson and Steph Curry versus my man Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum. They're going to pretty much offset each other. Both of those guys do what they do. Dame Lillard is averaging his career high in points and rebounds this season. CJ McCollum is averaging his career high in points. He just continued to get better and better. But the X factor in this entire series is Nurkic. If Nurkic play, if he plays, he's gonna help. He's gonna help the Blazers make it to 6 games. But let's just cut the shit. Let's just cut the shit, okay? Kevin Durant, is your time. You playing with the Warriors. You went to the Warriors to run through the playoffs, so you better not lose not one game to the Blazers. I'm through talking about it.
Yeah, you better switch that top. You better switch that perspective. You better switch that perspective.
You better not lose one game. You got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is your time. You went here to win. You went here to win. They shouldn't win a game. As soon as Dame get the working Steph, as soon as Dame get the working Clay, you should say, hold on, brother. I'm right here, and I'm finna work y'all.
Hey, young talent, go ahead. You foaming at the bit, man. Go get some, man.
Yeah, DB better switch that perspective. I see him over there. He tried it, though. He tried to be cute with it. If Jokic shows up, they'll be in 6. Don't nobody care about no Jokic and none of them. If Kevin Durant don't go out there, get 40, 45 a night, and dominate Maurice Harkless, he ain't what he's supposed to be. Who else is supposed to guard Kevin Durant on the Trailblazers? You talking about Jokic? Jokic, you talking about 7 foot? That just got on that team.
No, I wasn't talking about him guarding Kevin Durant. I was just talking about him working out on Pachulia.
I don't care if he guards him on the court. They running around in circles. I don't care how it's done. There's one dude on that team that team don't got one dude that can guard him. His name is Kevin Durant, and he went there to be
We're
this
in agreement with that. I agree with you 100%.
So it shouldn't be 6 of nothing. If they get to 6, that's bad on him.
Agreed.
What'd you say, Jokic? You said Jokic. Hey, Blueprint, man. These guys are hilarious. Blueprint, man. Where you at, man?
This is where I'm at with this. Golden State is my pick to win it all this year, right? They're my team to win it all this year in the
right.
So we already know, like DB stated, Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum, them guys ain't gonna play no defense. They just want to score buckets, right? So that means they got to worry about stopping Steph, Clay, Draymond, everybody else that's coming off the bench. You notice there's one name I ain't mentioned yet, and that's your boy KD. KD to me, like we have talked about before, and you guys have mentioned, Court, DB, how y'all guys have mentioned before, he is an upgraded Harrison Barnes to like.
Man, you got that from.
He ain't no upgraded Harrison Barnes. He upgraded Harrison boy. He upgraded what Harrison Barnes were to the Golden State Warriors. Let me put it like that. Let me fix my words. He upgraded what Harrison Barnes were to the Golden State Warriors. If the game get tight, because ain't none of these guys can go cold and just Kevin Durant cold, Clay cold, Steph cold. Somebody gonna always be hot. And the most efficient player out of all these players is who, DB?
Kevin Durant, bro.
Kevin Durant, man. Kevin Durant is the X factor for Golden State, man. And since he came to Golden State, he pretty much solidified the championship for them guys because he's just hands down, man. Who
here's the thing.
Ain't nobody who gonna stop KD?
Here's the thing, Jay.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
Here's the thing, Jay. See, I like y'all take. And the sad part is, Kevin Durant, I'm talking to you. This is the problem that I have with you being my favorite player, and everybody in America views you the same way. You are not no upgraded version of Harrison Barnes. You are Kevin Durant.
You Harrison Barnes with
everybody
big
until you get to the finals. It's just that simple. Whoever come up, y'all should smoke them. Your problem was you wanted to play basketball a certain way. You wanted the team to do this. You wanted the team to do that. Well, you got what you want. Now run through them all.
Well, you know,
Barnes with a big Nike deal.
And well, you know, we had a take on whether KD should take a back seat and kind of ride the flow, or should he go back to where he is?
Man, he shotgun.
But listen, man, that Curry,
you drive, I shoot.
That chef. We seen that chef wake back up and get back in the kitchen and start cooking up some marvelous meals, man. I say we let the chef keep going. And since Durant is very efficient, which he is, Durant, you got to get in where you fit in, man. This team is put together. This team is potent. This series should not go beyond 5. This series should not go beyond 5.
He don't got but a choice, Irv. He already took a back seat when he went there. Keep trying to tell y'all this is Harrison Barnes with a big Nike deal and about 3-4 more inches taller. But y'all gonna learn.
Well, speaking about efficiency, man, we got that man, the Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people have him in their top 5. Even though we know it's either Russ Gard or James Harden, man. But the Spurs got a tough one on their hands. They got the Grizzlies, young talent. How you feel about this series?
I feel like the only reason why the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be in the city, especially with Tony Allen being hurt, they only going to be in this series is because the San Antonio Spurs have no interior defense. So as Michael Conley and all these random ass dudes start going into the lane and don't see number 21, they're going to feel like, oh, I can get a layup here, I can get a layup there. Intriguing series. Tony Allen gone. San Antonio is going to run through Memphis. I do not respect Marc Gasol. He can't get me a double-double. He a lefty-righty. He's not going to average me 25 points. So no one cares about him. He's just 7 foot, and he's using his brother's last name to continue on. The Lakers did the best thing in America they could do was get rid of his brother ass for the big brother, because the little brother that's bigger than the big brother can't do nothing. So, Spurs in 5.
Okay. Blueprint, how you feel about it, man?
Yeah, I have to agree with Court. I got the Spurs winning this in 5. Tony Allen is missing. Memphis just don't look like they're the team to knock off San Antonio. We know how disciplined San Antonio is. They have arguably the defensive player of the year in Kawhi Leonard. We know what Kawhi Leonard is going to bring to the table. And to me, like Court said, which stands out is San Antonio not having the ability to defend on the interior, but also they can't defend the perimeter as well, because we saw what Golden State did to them just this past month.
So Mike Conley Jr. is Steph Curry?
I didn't say that. I said they couldn't defend the perimeter,
so they'll be fine.
The interior as well. If they go up against a shooting team like Golden State, who has their number in San Antonio, Golden State will win that easy. But Memphis don't have that. Memphis don't have Steph Curry. Memphis don't have Klay Thompson. Memphis don't have a Draymond Green on their squad, which was, to me, a Tony Allen, who was a great defender. They don't have that. So they really got to have monster games from Mark and Zach. They're not going to get that. It's over for Memphis.
Hey, don't disrespect Zach Randolph. Don't disrespect Zach. He gonna do what he do.
San Antonio in 5.
Wow.
What's up?
Okay.
You be real confident in your take, and then you give somebody a game. Just go ahead and call the sweep.
No. The only sweep I'm calling is the one that's going to be against Golden State and Golden State and Portland. That's a sweep.
Yeah. For Kevin Durant's sake, I hope it's a sweep. He need to get the broom out. Y'all seen the movie Breaking, and Turbo was out there dancing. That's what KD need to be doing all the way to the final. We need
That's before your time, sir. You don't know nothing about Boogaloo Shrimp dancing out in front of the convenience store with the broom. If I didn't know nothing about it, how you think I just brought it up? Listen, world, the only reason he know about it is because he YouTubed it. He wasn't there watching it and practicing the moves himself with the broom in the kitchen. That wasn't him.
Y'all kill me with that.
I know this man has a compelling take on this series. So
no,
what
I
you
don't.
got on this series, man?
No, I don't. It ain't nothing to talk about.
What's your take on it?
It ain't nothing to talk about.
Spurs and Grizzlies.
But this is gonna be the quickest take of my entire life. Mike Conley Jr. got all this money. He should be running circles around their guards, so they should be in the game. But because he's not going to do that, they ain't going to be in the game. The Spurs should sweep them and get them up out of here. Next.
The Memphis Grizzlies will not win, and it won't be close because they got 2 lotto studs on that goddamn team. $200 million.
Oh, not the lotto studs. Not the lotto studs.
Lotto fucking stud.
$200 million bums.
Oh, you talking about Marcus?
Well, I tell you.
Oh, yeah. And then what y'all think is gonna be when Paul Gasol get out there and his brother checking him? He gonna say, "Move, Pop. We ain't running no offense." I'm finna show y'all what we used to do in the backyard. I am the Spaniard.
Yeah, Powell is definitely going. Powell is going to get. He's going to get buckets, man. pretty much
Hey,
see.
Pal don't want your respect. We heard you disrespect Pal on the last panel. Irv, you could go to the next session. We heard you disrespect Pal.
Yeah, you disrespect the Spaniard.
My Laker and Pal Gasol.
Yeah. Oh, now he your Laker?
My Pal Gasol. When did I disrespect my Pal? I said Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol gonna have to have a big game, but I didn't say nothing about my boy.
See, you call him your pal. You call him your pal.
Pal is a
Kobe
former
Bryant.
Laker.
Kobe Bryant call him pay
Laker.
pal. That's what he call him because he paid him them 2 rings. That's the only way he got him for the Spaniard.
You know what? We gonna say that for a whole nother day because
Get Kobe on the line. He got a beard now. He got a beard now because he retired. When he was all about that business, he said, "Jerry, I need the Spaniard."
How we can't hear you?
Can y'all hear me now?
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, because y'all doing a whole lot of talking. I want to talk about Doc Rivers.
Oh,
This is a guy who used to be DB's favorite coach.
oh man, well you got to let
Doc
Yeah,
Rivers.
used to be his favorite coach.
Look, Doc Rivers, if anybody is on who has to show and prove right now, it has to be you, Doc. You've had a championship caliber team for the past couple of years, and you haven't really done much with it. Doc Rivers needs this series and the next series for his legacy to go back to where it was. He needs this series. And listen, the Jazz is pesky. The Jazz is very pesky. I think this goes 7. It's a young talent. How do you feel about this?
I need to stop counting on Doc Rivers to do anything for the Los Angeles Clippers. First of all, he's the president and he's the coach. He's a terrible president and he's a terrible coach. We've seen over history that he's a terrible coach. He's lost 3-1 multiple times with multiple stars. This ain't got nothing to do with Doc Rivers. This series is all to do with is becoming no longer my favorite point guard. It has to do with Chris Paul. Chris Paul needs to get it in his fucking head that he's gonna have to get 25 plus points along with those assists for them to win, for them to get to a Western Conference Finals, for them to be great. If he keep counting on that bum over there in the number 32 jersey, it's not gonna work. He's good at jumping over kid cars and doing State Farm commercials. That's it. That dude is not good at being a superstar. All right, that dude is not what they want him to be. So either Chris Paul is gonna wake up and show up and be that guy that used to carry New Orleans on his back, or that guy that went out there and got 60 for grandpa, or he's going home. He will go home in the first round against the Utah Jazz if he don't go out there and get buckets. That team is the same team he had since Doc got there. Team ain't gonna change. Doc is in love with it. All he added was his son. No one cares about that. This is not Coach Carter, brother. It's not gonna happen. Your son ain't gonna come in here and hit no big game winner for y'all to go win no championship.
boy, yes.
Let it go.
Well, I tell you, man, they really believed in this team because when DeAndre Jordan was about to go, they cornered that man in an apartment and made him re-sign.
That's because Blake Griffin's a trash can.
So, DB, I know how you feel about, or how you used to feel about Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
What's your take on this series?
Yeah, it's Doc Rivers' fault that I changed my opinion of him. It's all his fault. Once I started looking up and being a historian of the game and seeing that he lost a 3-1 lead with the MAC, you don't lose no 3-1 lead with the MAC, okay? Shout out to T-Mac for making the Hall of Fame. You're right where you belong, sir. Long live the MAC. But here's the thing. I agree with Courtney. This series is on Chris Paul because all the other matchups are actually in favor of the Utah Jazz. Blake Griffin, some kind of way, is going to allow Derek Favors' matchup to be a wash. He's not even going to dominate the matchup. He's going to make it a wash. Blake Griffin is going to go.
Blake Griffin, it's an indictment on your character on his feed, man. You got to show and prove. I'm sorry, go ahead.
On his character, he's a great guy. He probably is a great guy, but we're talking about his game. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about him as a person. We're just talking about what he do out there on the floor, and he be looking real weak. Really weak. He need to put that cape on that he be wearing on that Kia commercial and start flying again. That's what he need to do.
He got the cape.
Got paid.
Okay.
Court is a big advocate of people getting paid prematurely. He don't like when players get paid prematurely.
Well, world, y'all listening to Fresh Perspective, man, and we talking about the NBA playoffs, man. We got it going. Blueprint, where you at with this?
I can't believe I'm sitting here just taking in all the disrespect that's being passed out to Blake Griffin, man.
What do you do?
Hold on. We know Blake Griffin haven't done too much of anything.
No, we ain't disrespecting nothing.
For the Clippers, but come on, man. He has to play a big role in order for it. We say that this series is on Chris Paul, but we know
it's on Chris Paul.
But
He's
we know
going up against George Hill and Shelvin Mack.
Exactly, but we know what Chris Paul is going to bring to the table. We know
Yeah, that's the problem.
Chris Paul is going
That's
to
the
bring.
problem.
The thing is, can he elevate his teammates to play to the potential of where he wants his teammates to be? And I think it starts with Blake Griffin, man. If Blake Griffin can dominate and be the Blake Griffin who we want Blake Griffin to be, this series right here, to me, I got the Clippers winning this in 5. This ain't gonna be a series with you. I got the Clippers winning this in 5.
I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying when you're talking about Blake Griffin. But that's because, like, y'all didn't let Kevin Durant get no pass. Chris Paul ain't getting one either. And that's what you're trying to give it. No. This is about Chris Paul going out. He's going to get 10 to 15 assists just by putting his shoes on. Okay? He's going to get those. That ain't what we're talking about. Him making his team better and elevating the status of his team is going out there and getting 25-plus points along with those 13 assists that he's going to get. He's going up against Shelvin Mack, and George Hill. I need that work.
Right, but then to me, what I feel is though
Sugar Hill gang. He's going up against the Sugar Hill gang.
I think the Clippers are more deep. They're deeper. Their bench is deeper than
No,
Utah.
they're not.
No, they're not.
No,
With the acquisition of Maurice Spates, with Maurice Spates, are you serious? With Maurice Spates and those guys, come on, man. Are you serious? Maurice Spates, let's not sit there and act like.
Hey, shout out to Mo Buckets. Shout out to Mo Buckets, man. I'm wishing you luck in this playoff run, bro.
Come on, man.
You do what you do. You might be the one that saved Blake Griffin. Yeah, shout out to Mo Buckets for saving Blake Griffin.
They can give you all the respect they want to give you. They can give you all the respect they want to give you. You're a great shooter, Mo Spades. But Boris Diaw gonna give you work. Work. It's gonna be a Rihanna team song out there. He's gonna work you. Joe Johnson gonna work.
Oh,
he
man.
gonna work the shit out of Doc Rivers, son. Oh man, even the damn.
Okay, well, hey, man, but you know what? Hey, y'all listening to Fresh Perspective, and there's certain cues that let us know when we need to move on, and we just had a Rihanna reference, so it is time to move on to the series that I know everybody is chomping at the bit to talk about.
Hey man, Joe Johnson, shout out to Joe Johnson, man. You better step up.
We talking about Houston and OKC.
Yes, sir. The Russ God versus the Beard.
The Russ God. All right, Blueprint, I want you to start it off because I need DB to end this one. So, Blueprint, start it off.
This right here, man, honestly, this series, I think it's going to come to who's going to win MVP. I believe the NBA is set up so perfect like how they don't wait.
This is beautiful.
To announce who's going to be the MVP. You know, they allow a couple of playoff games, and now this is the perfect moment. We got Russ Gard versus Harden. These guys have been playing phenomenal basketball. I take nothing away from what James Harden did. I take nothing away from what Russ did since Kevin Durant departure OKC. But I got to take Houston in 6 games.
Ooh.
And the reason why is because Houston have the better roster. Then Oklahoma City. That is the only reason. If Russ Gard had just another player, just somebody else that can really play, then I'll say he could make it a compelling argument to where they could win this series. But we know James Harden have the better team, and that'll be the reason why Houston will win. But hands down, I believe this right here is going to determine who is going to be the MVP. And I think the NBA is going to appreciate the fact that James Harden won more games than what
all right, man.
Did. And so they're going to end up giving it to James Harden.
Well, young talent, man. He's saying that Russ God doesn't have anybody else on his team. I know you was a big Victor Oladipo fan before he
Shout out
was
to
in the
Home Depot.
league. I know you studied him extensively during the draft, and you was looking for him to do something special when he came in. So how you feel about it?
I think Jeremy drunk and he over there trying to sway that MVP vote off of a playoff series. And he don't understand that an MVP is a regular season award, not a playoff series. So you can go to hell with that part of your discussion. You ended it terrible.
Hold on. So you don't think
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You don't think that the NBA is not set up
Don't worry about
for
it.
these two
Don't
teams,
worry about it. He's not
these
getting
two players to face each other in the playoffs? Really? If Russell Westbrook wins this series, guess what they're going to say? Oh, automatically he's the MVP. He's the MVP. But if James Harden balls and James Harden shows up and play better than Russell Westbrook, I believe some of the voters are going to be like, let me go ahead and go ahead.
Don't worry. I got him. Let him finish.
Hey, Blueprint. Hold on. No. Blueprint. You've been eating long enough. Stop being greedy. Go ahead, young talent. Get some. Young talent, get some.
Okay, he's a little he's went overboard. He jumped off the edge just now. Don't worry. He's not gonna get MVP. You can let it go. Let it out of your heart. Just go buy a beer jersey and go get you one of them little fake beers they strap up, and you can feel like he's MVP in your heart. But I got OKC in 7. I got him actually pulling off the series because of Victor Oladipo and Steven Adams, and the addition to Taj Gibson and Doug McCole. I think they got the body parts. I think Russ going to take it really, really serious. I think Russ going to take this as a challenge to show you and the rest of the world that I can beat James Harden. I think they're going to go back and forth to LA kids. They're going to have their moments within this series where it gets special. Show y'all I can get out of the first round, and he's going to handle his business.
Okay. All right. Now, DB, where you at? I know this is near and dear to your heart, man, because Russ might be in your top 3. So
I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Listen, man, it's Russ God. And it's all about the Russ God. No disrespect to the beard, but it's time. See, y'all get the bigger picture, but Jeremy, my friend, you don't get it. Russell Westbrook has said, if it ain't the Warriors, you're getting smacked, okay? I'm coming, and he's coming now. I don't like the fact that everybody say that Thunder don't have a good roster. Me and Court has been talking about this long before we got the show. I actually like the Thunder's roster. Only problem I got is Andre Roberson. And Court know how I feel about that. But the thing is, all Houston want to do is shoot threes. We done seen that movie before. We know how that's going to end up. We know that what that's going to look like. Oklahoma City is one of the top 5 rebounding teams in the game. All they got to do
shout out to Steven Adams.
Shout out to Russell. He's the leading rebounder on the team.
Steven Adams been? Are you serious?
Who?
Where has Steven Adams been this year?
He's going to be in this series working out on Clint Capella. Don't worry. He'll be there. Don't worry. He's going to work out on that guy. And all those alley-oops and no, we're going to snatch those out the air, okay? The Thunder should win this series, and they should win it in 6.
Woo! You heard it here first on Fresh Perspective,
Thunder clap,
man.
Thunder whap. Let's go. It's time for the Thunder. It's time for Russell to take his throne as one of the top 3-4 players in this game without debate. It's not going to be a debate after he gets done working in this series. He's going to work Pat Beverly out because at the end of the day, once he figures out what he's going to do to Pat Beverly, they ain't got no other answer. They don't have another answer. And then Victor Oladipo is going to have a great series because James Harden's checking him. We good. We're good.
James Harden haven't stepped up his defense this year? Come on.
James Harden, a.k.a.
He can't guard Oladipo in a 2-on-2 commentary.
I can't believe the disrespect that James Harden get all because a man averaged a triple-double. That means
Harden can't guard Victor Oladipo and king of the court with 3 moves on.
Russ, Court sat right here and said, "Oh, the MVP is a regular season award." Well, if that's the case, then why James Harden not going to be the MVP? He has a better winning record, right? He's more efficient than Russell Westbrook. The only thing that Russell Westbrook is
lead the league in turnovers.
Triple-double. That's it.
He lead the league in turnovers.
Wow. One statistic.
He threw 50 touchdowns. He threw 50 touchdowns.
But Russell Westbrook has
49 picks.
Russell Westbrook has played with more possessions. He had more chances with the basketball
Exactly.
than what James Harden had.
Hey, you're right. He had more possessions with the basketball and turned it over less.
Yes, but listen, I ain't finished.
Appreciate it.
I ain't finished.
Everybody heard what you just said.
I ain't finished though. I ain't finished.
You can't finish after that.
I can't.
He had the ball less and turned the ball over more.
Listen, he had the ball less. Even though he had the ball less, he still won more games. Is that what the MVP is all about, though?
No, the MVP usually the MVP in the last 30 years goes to the team.
So we're gonna get an MVP to a sixth-ranked team, right?
No, this year they're actually going to get an MVP to the best player because neither one of those two players meet the criteria that they normally have, which is a number 1 or number 2 seed in their respective conference or one of the top 2 records overall in the NBA. So we finna get some shaking. We're finna get some shaking and baking up with that formula right now.
I'd rather have
MVP. This is a similar season to when Kobe Bryant was averaging 35 a game and they gave the award to Steve Nash. When we all seen Kobe Bryant score 81 points and you trying to tell me somebody was better than him? Get out of here with that.
No, I agree with you that Kobe should have won. But at the same time, if you want to take the history of the NBA and what they've been doing and how they've been handing out this MVP, you got to say they're going to give it to James Harden.
Well, I'm not with Courtney on this take. I do agree with what you said. I think they're going to wait to see who the winner of this series is to give Russell the trophy. Even if Russell is going to get the trophy, it's Russell time.
Well, hold on, fellas. Y'all giving out some powerful information, but for Jeremy, co-MVPs, in that situation would stand for cop out.
Man,
no
Russell,
co-MVP.
If they give a co-MVP,
it can only be one.
He won't even come to the ceremony.
It can only be one. But man, hey, listen, man.
My whole life, it's time.
Once again, world, you watching Fresh Perspective, man, and the mics are hot. They are hot today. We just gave you our Eastern and Western Conference previews, the NBA playoffs. Hey, everybody come watch, man. It's going to be some good series in the first round. I know a lot of times people don't pay attention till later rounds, but we got some good matchups in the first round. So now we come into our final take because we're at the end of the show, man. So, Young Talent, the show, sir.
My final perspective for today, it's gonna go 2 ways. It's gonna go back to John Wall. This is your biggest playoff series. I've heard you talk all year. I've seen you talk before the season about people's contracts. I've seen you do a lot of that, and I've been watching all season just exactly what it is you was gonna do and how you was gonna show up. You showing the fire that we was expecting when you came out of Kentucky. You're showing that fire. You're showing that closing ability. It is now time for you to do what you got to do and get to the Eastern Conference. Anything less than the Eastern Conference Finals is a failure of your season and put you at a second tier. And I think your GM and president shouldn't pay you like a top tier dude if you can't get me to the Eastern Conference Finals with the current setting of the Eastern Conference. My second side to this is shout out Porzingis. I'm glad you stayed behind your guy. I'm glad you stuck with him. Yeah. I'm glad you decided I'm not going to the exit meetings and stuck behind Melo on that. That's a good look. That's the way to stick behind your veteran. Wait for everybody to come along. I don't necessarily think Phil is, but I appreciate you standing behind your guy. That's an amazing thing you did. That you kind of shocked me with that one. Go ahead and pulling your pants up, being a big boy, and saying you don't agree with it. I do think you need to get your guy, your veteran, and your president together. It's sad that you are the youngest guy on the team and probably don't have to bring the 2 elders and vets together. But I think you need to get them both in the room together. Say, look, I want both of y'all here, and we got to figure out how both of us can succeed together and make this thing work. I think it's on you. Unfortunately, you've been chosen as the young boy, and it's time.
Well, I think it's very interesting that we're talking playoff basketball and Young Talent still figured out a way to bring the Knicks into the conversation. Blueprint, what's your final take, sir?
My final take, this is going to be short and sweet. Golden State, I want you to go ahead and kill all the noise.
What, you're not going to throw boxing in there?
No, I'm not gonna throw any boxing in there. I'm not gonna throw no boxing. This is the playoffs. This is playoff weekend. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the playoffs to me. I just won't go.
He been bobbing and weaving the whole segment. He ain't got time for that right now.
No. I just want Golden State, man, to really shut everybody up because a lot of people been hating on them all year long, saying that that they had, you know, they were wrong for taking Kevin Durant and bringing on Kevin Durant when they was already good. But I just want them to kill the noise, especially if they take on Cleveland. I want Cleveland to make it to the finals to go up against Golden State so we can have two of the best teams that everybody want in the finals to be going up against each other, and they all are healthy. And I want Golden State to show them why they really are the true champions and why they should have beat them on last year without Draymond being suspended. But I do want Golden State to come out and just blow past this whole playoffs. And I just want them to do it. I want Kevin Durant to get his ring.
All right, man. Great orator and tactician. It's on you. Final take. Close up the show, bro.
Yes, sir, brother. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank y'all guys for coming out tonight. But I'm going to get real personal in my final take. And Court and Hulk, y'all known me for a while. And it's time. Straight face. Kevin Durant, it is time. Okay? You went to this team for a reason. I don't want to see no cruise control. I don't want to see Steph shooting threes and running off, and I don't want to see nothing. I'm looking for the Grim Reaper look that you had when y'all was losing in Oklahoma City because you couldn't been out there. I want that Grim Reaper. Every game, I don't want to see no smiles. I don't want to see nothing. You are on a business trip, and it is time to get this done. Don't you realize that you're not LeBron? They're not going to give you a pass just because you went to another team, learn how to win, figured out a formula. You don't get that pass, sir. You want to know why you don't get that pass? Because you're supposed to be at the top of the mountaintop. This is one championship on the way to 2, 3, and 4. You're not going to get the respect that you deserve until you get multiple rings and you be the reason why they get them. So it's time.
Okay. So it's
get it done.
So it's done, y'all. It's done. And just a quick one, man, because we kind of running over on the showtime. Just to Doc Rivers. Listen, Doc, I know a lot of us have given up on you, but Doc,
private school.
Doc, you got to show improve. You got to show. I need you to win at least 2 series this playoff. I need at least 2 from you because you got the talent, you got the roster. You were supposed to win the championship 2 years ago. So
Billie
Doc,
Jean
I just want to see you come back and do what you do. If not, Samoa B.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all been listening. Y'all been looking at another segment of Fresh Perspective, where we take today's hot topics and give you our own personal and professional spin on it. Peace and blessings.
Halfway crooks.
One.
Papa Doc. Papa Doc.